Good evening everyone and welcome back once again for another round of the WCS Renault Megane Championship. Today we are here live in Bahrain for round 5 where we'll once again see a lot of action over the coming 2 races that we have coming to you this evening. I'm your commentator Sam Jones, and you'll be pleased to know that I've actually been joined by a good old friend of mine today in the commentary box, and that's none other than Joshua Anderson. And Josh, it's good to have you back. I feel like it's been a while since we've sat in here together in the box, so great to have you tonight for this round of the Renault Meganes at Bahrain, and it should be a pretty interesting one on a track with a lot of straights and a lot of tight corners to contend with.
Yeah, great to be back, Sam. It's only the Meganes we get to be together these days, isn't it? So, you know, I have to make the most of what I've got. And, yeah, great to be back with the Meganes here at the paddock layout of the Bahrain circuit. And, well, interesting variant, of course. Obviously, it cuts out the whole cocktail loop at the top. Just it turns 1 and 2, and then you go right into the long straight before the end of the circuit. So, yeah.
Yeah, it really is going to be an interesting one. Like you said, misses out the long twisty section that the GTs and the Grand Prix cars use, and it is just about straights, isn't it? Got 3 nice long straights that these guys have the opportunity to overtake on, and a few corners in between just to keep things interesting as well, keep the drivers on their toes, having to wind their way through this very, very wide track and very bright track as well here today, very nice and sunny, and we are actually coming down to the end of the qualifying session then at the moment. Only a few guys left out on track. The checkered flag has actually come out now, and most of the guys are actually pulling into the pits. It looks like at the moment Matthew Williams could be on course for pole position, but can Argo Dare do anything about that? He comes across the line now. He needs to improve, and he doesn't, so it looks like Matthew Williams will be taking pole here today.
Yeah, and it's a surprise to see someone so new to the league, I believe. I don't know whether I've seen Matthew Williams around here before. Great to see someone new just coming to get pole position. He's really stuck into our reigning champion as well, Argo Dare. Only a little bit in it, mind. There was only just 0.019 in it. Roy Brazil only within 0.044 as well. What a tight qualifying, though. 5 cars within a tenth of a second.
Yeah, that is super tight, and especially considering this season in the Meganes, we have seen that pole has often been quite a stretch ahead of the other times that we've had. We've always usually had one guy that's just been able to put in a lap that's quicker than those around him, but it really is going to be a tight one today, I feel, and that should promote some really good battles as well. But you're absolutely right, Matthew Williams taking pole position there, a great effort by him. He debuted, I believe, in WCS in its entirety last Wednesday at Monza for the Italian round of the GP3 Championship, and did a very good job there, Josh. I know you weren't there for it, but he did an excellent job, picked up a couple of very good point scoring positions, and really was able to battle away with the best of them in both of the races. So looks like a guy who's got a decent amount of talent on him, and with a bit more experience in the league, he probably could go on to win a race or 2 potentially.
Quite possibly, and well, pole position's always a good start, but you got to remember, you got Argo Dare, Roy Brazil, Niranjan Kumar, all within a tenth of a second. Chris Shepard as well. These are all going to be potentially as likely going into the race. Yeah,
absolutely. They're all up there, aren't they? Sven de Vries, the championship leader, I don't believe he's here today. So this is going to be a big moment for a lot of these guys to now try and pick up some points in the championship. And Ray Kilk, who's second in the championship, he's down in 7th place. Admittedly, only about a quarter of a second off the pole time set by Matthew Williams. So, like you said, super close between the top 8 even. And well, this could really shake up the championship because Kilk, Stefano, Olsen, Muscat, Kumar, Vasal, and a couple of the others all in there in the top 10, all going for the championship this season, right at the sharp end, and they'll all be looking to try and pull past Sven de Vries and just focus on each other in their own championship battles.
De Vries not being here is going to be a massive opportunity to close the gap in the championship for anyone, especially the likes of Argo Dare, you know, a reigning champion as well in the touring car series, so he's going to have a chance to really close De Vries down.
Yeah, he is. He's always competitive, isn't he? Wherever we see him today, sometimes has a bit of a struggle in the second race, but whereabouts is he in the championship? He's not doing too well this season, is he, Josh? He's all the way down in 18th at the moment. Of course, missed the last couple of rounds. Didn't really score in either, so really struggled there. And while this could be a big one today for him, he really does need to pick up a win and a podium at least to try and pole vault himself up the championship.
Yeah, really needs a bit of a boost at the moment to get himself back on the championship. You know, he's not really at the best title defence of anyone, but you know, there is still time left in the season for him to come back, and while this could be the start of it here if he gets 2 solid results. Though, of course, you know, I'm sure Roy Brazil, Leon Jan Kumar, Chris Shepherd, Wright Kelk will all be thinking the exact same as well. And, well, I tell you what, we've got another debutant here, Ardo Alkpis as well, another Estonian, who's just said he hasn't raced for about 3 years in the chat in the game there, so it's going to be great to see Ardo back on the track.
Yeah, a name there that I haven't seen before, absolutely, so it's good to get him in, and we'll have to see what he can do. He did a good job in qualifying, managed to qualify 14th, 4.1 seconds off the lead, so we'll have to see how he gets on. For some reason, the name kind of reminds me, it's a similar sounding name, but yeah, I've been told there's another Archipus in the sim racing world, which is the one I'm thinking of actually. So no, not a guy that I've heard of before, so a bit of an unknown, and it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. But yeah, so 23 drivers here looks like today. Good turnout again, Josh. We had a great turnout in the GP3s at Monza as well. A good stretch of cars. I can't remember how many it was. That was about 30. It was a great amount of cars though. So it's looking like it's going to be another good turnout and another good session because of that.
Oh yeah, looking to be another great turnout for this race here at the Bahrain Paddock Circuit, and I'm really looking forward to this. This is the lovely layout of the track as well. You know, not too long. It's a bit of a challenge still. You get at the fast sections, you get some challenging corners, some tight corners, and I dare say it's almost better than the actual Grand Prix layout myself. But yeah, I like this short layout. It is a lovely track to race at, and well, some very long straights as well, which will be really good for the overtaking factor.
Yeah, and at least we're not doing the even longer layout that they use for the endurance races. I'm not a fan of that one at all. It looks like it's kind of been botched together at the last second just to fill up the extra area of land that they had, even though, you know, they could stretch all over the place with the amount of land around here that's not exactly doing much, because it's right in the middle of the desert, isn't it? It's certainly different, and I suppose they really give it that desert feel by painting all of the runoffs here in that kind of deserty, sandy looking colour, as you can see the sand around the sides of the track as well. So interesting one today, Josh.
Yeah,
can we talk about it now? Sorry to get in there. I was going to talk about it now. Is it going to be a straightforward battle at the front, do you reckon, or do you think it's going to be a case of no one's really going to be able to pull away because the times in qualifying have been so close?
Well, qualifying is one thing, the race is another. I don't think this is going to be straightforward. Motor racing never is. And, well, anything could happen to any one of these drivers going through the race. I think with how close qualifying was, it makes it harder to see what's going to happen in the race, because you just don't know because they're that close.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's going to be a case of predictions are going to be something that we're really going to have to take a mindful of. So because of that, maybe we need a bit more information. We'll have a look at the driver standings. I think, like I said before, Sven de Vries is in first at the moment in the Drivers' Championship, but it sounds as though he probably won't be competing too much for the rest of the season. From what he told us last time out, that he's got other commitments elsewhere in terms of a new job, and probably won't be able to actually get back at home in time to be able to compete for the remainder of the championship at least. Whether he can turn up for the odd one or two events, we'll have to wait to see. But nonetheless, he is leading the championship by 7 points over Ray Kilk, who is here today, and he's done an excellent job so far this season. Picked up a win. Hasn't really featured since then in terms of getting on the podium, just been a very consistent point scorer. So we'll have to see if he can return to the podium today. Not the best of qualifying sessions for him, but not a bad one either. Still solidly within the top 10, but maybe hoping for more, especially after he won that first round of the season at the Red Bull Ring. Wesley Stefano also doing great so far this season for Hinds Motorsport. He's also picked up a win at Zolder and got a podium at the first race in Silverstone as well. An excellent drive for him. And we'll keep going through the field. Tobias Olsen in fourth. He's 3 points behind Rick Kilk, one I should say, behind Stefano. Again, he picked up his first win of the season back at Silverstone, and he's had a couple of podiums to his name as well, both at Silverstone and at Zolder. So just like in the GP3 Championship, Olsen running very strongly here indeed. Jason Muscat's yet to pick up a win so far this season, but he's only a point behind Olsen, showing how close it is in the championship as well. And had a good run of consistent point scores and a podium right up until Silverstone, where he missed the first race and unfortunately didn't really get going in the second race and had to retire. So he certainly didn't continue. 6 points further back in sixth place is Niranjan Kumar. And he again, another driver that's picked up a podium but no win, and had some bad rounds and had some good point scoring rounds as well. Roy Vassal, he's a man on a mission though, picked up the race 2 victories in Zandvoort and Silverstone, last 2 rounds that we've had. So he's done an excellent job of really getting some big points on the board, and that means that he's only 7 points behind Kumar with 57 points. Kevin Samet, he's another guy who's turned up every round so far this season, got better and better as he's gone along. Even managed to pick up a second back in Silverstone. I remember he had quite a good battle as well, both in the first race and the second race with Bazal, I think it was. So we'll see if he can continue that good run of form. Bart de Vos in ninth, he kind of featured at the start of the season, picked up a podium and a win, and he's fallen off the radar since then, hasn't turned up, and he's point back behind Samet, but looking like he's not really going to do much unless he really starts to show up again. That's the key really, well, showing up, that's a pretty obvious one. And Thomas Hinds as well for Hinds Motorsport, he's also not featured since the second round, again picking up a podium but just disappearing after that, and that's a shame. Another couple of guys to mention of course are Risto Capit in 13th and Jarl Tyen 14th. Both drivers turned up for a round this season, a round each, and both drivers picking up a podium and a win in each of those rounds. So that's where all the wins are shared out. Of course, Vassal, the only driver so far to pick up 2 wins so far this season. And it's similar to the GP3 Championship as well, Josh, that it seems that a lot of the wins have been more spread out this year than they were last year, showing that really no one's quite dominant in the league, in either league at the moment.
Yeah, a lot more spread out this year. It goes to show no one really is that dominant. As you say, it seems the balance of power is spread between a lot of drivers. There's several people who could win at once every single event. So, it's going to be in case of really just seeing who actually does it,
It is going to be the case. Josh, you're not tempted to get back out there? Maybe even you could win a race.
Oh, come off it. No, maybe, but who knows?
Hey, there's always going to be a seat available. There's always going to be a seat available to jump into.
I might ask Sven if I can just hop in the open car for one of the sprint races.
Yeah, why not? It'll give us something to commentate on, even if it's a boring race. We'll still have you to follow. But
yeah,
when do we ever get a boring race in the Megane? So it's always full of excitement, isn't it?
Well, I guess, yeah. When do we ever get a boring race?
Never. And of course, just to spice it up a little bit more, we'll have a couple of compound tyres to use in the first race, and a mandatory pit stop as well. So very much following the kind of format of the GP3 series, where the first race is a feature race, second race is a sprint. First race you have to make a pit stop, change your tyres, do whatever, refuel, and then go back out on track. So again, that should be something that just mixes things up a bit, Josh, but it also seems to sometimes just spread out the field a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes it can spread the field out, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it makes it closer together. But yeah, strategy in the first race, less so in the second. Second race you can really just knuckle down and get on the racing, but you got to watch your tyres in the first.
Yep, got to watch your tyres in the first. Indeed, that's going to be the key. Who can push the car, make it go quicker on this track in what is going to be some very hot conditions as well. But look after the tyres at the same time. Either way, we've got to the race now. We are into the race session, so in another half a minute's time, we will be getting underway on the formation lap. All the drivers just popping out onto the grid, getting ready to get this one going. That we do have 23 guys for this race, so 23 guys that will follow through in a second and see where they all are. Waiting for a few more of the guys. Matthew Richards and Argo Today. They seem to be having a standoff. Oh, they both jump out onto the track at the same time. What about that for timing then? So everyone's got to the grid, which is excellent to see. Doesn't look like we're going to have anyone starting from the pit lane, barring anything that's going to happen over the next couple of minutes as the cars make their way around the track. Matthew Williams then leads them away on this formation lap for Elite Virtual Motorsports, and a great looking car there, turquoise and green. Well, that's two very bright colours, certainly going to give it a nice little sparkle as it heads around this track. Argo Today then is alongside him on the front row grid for Eval Sim Racing Team. Roy Vasal, the man on a mission at the moment, really picking up wins in the league for performance in third. Naranyan Kumar for Racing Team Schroeton is in fourth. With Chris Shepherd for Stacks Racing in fifth. He had a good run last time out at Silverstone, if I remember correctly as well. No, he didn't. I lied. It was at Lambert that he had a good run out. So apologies for that. Jason Muscat, though, is in sixth for Motorforce with Ray Kilk, the guy who's really looking to leapfrog Suspender Race and take the championship lead today, starting in seventh place. Tobias Olsen for Ice Cold Racing, also up there in the championship hunt, is starting eighth with Wesley Stefano. Hinds Motorsport starting ninth, another guy in the championship hunt. So they're all up there around those positions just outside the top five, the big guns at the moment. Eric Godolakis is in 10th for Ice Cold with Kevin Samet for Motorforce on row 6, and alongside him the second of the Racing Team Schroeter cars are Schoen van der Sloot. And I'll let you take the rest of the field away, Josh.
Yep, sure. Eric Stanford 13th for Elite Virtual Motorsports, and Otto Ogbiss in 14th place, followed by Adrian Bazzano with CM Tech in 15th. Then Martin Galdakis in 16th place in the Ice Cold Racing car. Then Rick Scott 17th in the 28th, and Gaten Essart 18th in the VR46 Racing Team car. Mark Fowler in 19th in the 44. Then Dan Hutt in the number 10 car. Roland Tutt is right behind him in the 25. Then it's Vincent Dyke in the 22nd placed entry there. Then it's Jorgen Kunner in 23rd, rounding out the grid.
Great stuff, Josh. It looks like Kumar had a bit of an issue, and it sounds like Kumar had a bit of lag, being told by Menno here that he had an incident with Samus as well, so hopefully not too much damage for them as they all jump onto the grid now. Quickly, Josh, who's your driver for the win today?
Oh, it's a difficult one, but I'm actually going to say Ray Kilk.
Okay, Kilk it is, starting from 7th place. I'm going to go for Today from 2nd place. He needs to pick up his first win of the season. Just waiting for the lights now. This is a long hold here, isn't it?
Here we go.
Oh, the lights are coming on. Then the engines rise. And here we go then. We're away for the first race in Bahrain. And straight away, Matthew Williams jumps to the inside of the field. But Bazaar goes even further to the inside. He's always going to be on the grass as he is. Goes alongside Stair. But Stair jumps to the inside of Williams. Williams manages to hold it. Chris Shepherd tries to come through round the outside. And they all go single file into the next couple of corners. Williams to there. Shepherd. Bazaar actually has got past it, but then goes wide himself at turn 4. And he's gone backwards to 5th place. A lot more action further down the field. Oh, a lot of argy-bargy as well. It looks like Kumar's not had a good start either. Down to 14th place, and now getting swamped as they go 4 wide down this back straight towards turn 5 here. It looks like someone's gone up. I didn't quite catch who that was, but I guess they're all getting through fairly well. A couple of guys got off at the back, but Williams still leads then. Coming down to turns 9 and 10 to end the first lap. He's ahead of Stair, and those two have broken away a little bit after Shepherd got it all wrong coming out of 8 as well. Just got over the rumble strip a little bit too far and lost a bit of time there. Must get right in his tail as well. With Kilk and Bazal rounding out the top 6.
Yeah, top 6 rounded out by Bazal there, and well, it has been a good start for the likes of Kilk, Muscat, Shepherd, Tida. All seem to have got away nicely there. Matthew Williams as well, obviously getting a good start, leading it. Problems for Dan Hunt at the back, he's gone down to 23rd, as is Jorge Cunha, he's come round, as is Vincent Dyke. So problems at the back for some of these drivers, but at the front at least it seems to be going well. There seems to be several battles going on, especially for the lead here, but a good start from Williams to hold it.
Yep, not good stuff by Dyke. I thought he basically just reversed out into the middle of the track and put his car sideways, so not really the cleverest of thinking there, but luckily everyone managed to avoid him. As it looks like Wesley Stefano then is looking to the outside of Eric Sanford here. He's starting to recover after he didn't have the best of starts, and he switches to the inside, turn 5, and just about manages to hold on to the position. But up next for him is Tobias Olsen. I thought Olsen might have been a bit higher as well. Gotta like it, so he's had a great start. He's all the way up into 7th place from 10th.
Yeah, good start from him, and up to 7th from 10th from Galadarkis. That is a good start indeed. Kevin Sammet, Tobias Olsen, Wesley Stefano, not far behind. Stefano's actually going for Olsen here as they come into the final turn. This could be good from the Dutchman if he can get through. And he's going to try down into the last turn. Doesn't quite get the braking though, and he'll have to tuck in behind Olsen.
Yep, he'll have to tuck right back in behind Olsen, won't he? But got a chance to try and set something up. Coming down the pit straight now in towards turn 1. He's right on his bumper, and Olsen goes defensive. Stefano could have gone to the right of him still, but decides to take the outside line. He's going to stick it round the outside, but look at Olsen late on the brakes like he typically is, and Stefano just gives him a tap on the rear. Meanwhile behind them it looks like Kumar's got past Stanford, I should say. Stanford's come back at him, outbrakes himself a little bit though, on a bit of a poor line into 4, of course, because it's on the inside, not the best. As it looks like, look at that, Chris Shepherd challenging Argo to Dare for second here. They're side by side through 5, and up the hill then Shepherd gets the position.
Yeah, position gained, and well, that is a good move indeed to get that, and greatly done. And well, look at the front here though, Shepherd and Tida and Williams now all within so close proximity. Muscat there too. This is an immense battle for the lead. Williams actually coming under threat really for the first time this race. No one's really put any pressure on him till now. Shepherd is starting though, and it could be the Englishman gets the win here if he keeps this up, but of course this is still a 28 lap race and we've only done 2.
Yeah, incredibly long way to go, isn't it? And the lap times not too long, not too short. It's about 1 minute 20 to 25 seconds depending on how good you are around this track. And Williams right now definitely he's going to be feeling the pressure because Shepherd looks to his inside, I think, just to let him know that he's there. Try and get a mistake out of Williams. Knows that Williams is a little bit inexperienced in this league, of course. First time driving these cars as well, so he's going to be really feeling it right now. And well, what a bunch of guys to have behind him. It's the top 6 separated by less than 3 seconds. They really are close together. Can Shepherd though have a go at Williams? He goes to the outside towards 5. They're going to be late on the brakes, and Shepherd tries to turn in. Williams just holds him off pretty good, so no problem there. But again, a bit out of shape there. Williams up the hill, and Shepherd tries to go his outside and nearly got the position, but just a bit of contact.
Yeah, nearly a bit of contact there, but this is an immense battle. Shepherd goes well wide off the track there. Has to wait until after the curve to rejoin to not lose too much traction. Dida's going to get a run, as is Muscat, but really Williams doing a solid job of defending this lead so far. Kilk behind is trying to go for Brazil as well. And this is really a 6-car battle for the lead if you think about it.
It certainly is, with Godalakis just looking on further back as well, just a bit out of reach this battle. But it looks like this is what we've got for the lead, and it's a great one. Dare just had a go at Shepherd into turn 9 and 10. It didn't quite manage to pull it off, and look at that. Shepherd goes to the inside of Williams. Dare tries to go to the inside of Shepherd, and they all managed to just about avoid crashing into each other through turn 1 as Roy Vassal then takes Muscat.
Oh dear!
First corner.
Shepherd round! Shepherd got a bit of a tap there from Tina, but luckily he managed to get himself going the right way. They all go waiting up, which was very sportsmanlike of them. But yeah, just a bit of a tap into turn 3 from Tina, put Shepherd sideways, then he waited for him, but now Tina under threat from Bazile, and this is a 3-way battle for second.
Yeah, it certainly is. All of a sudden, Williams finds himself with a bit of space as Bazile and Tina go side by side for third. Tina just closing the door on him up the hill. You can't really go side by side through there in these Meganes, and that's giving Shepherd a bit of breathing room as well. But it certainly seems to be a case of as soon as you put a foot wrong here, you straight away got a guy all over the back of you. That's what Tina finds himself in the situation of right now, because Bazile goes to his inside then at the final corner, and Tadare comes across just about to covers it off, but this is going to go on for a while, I think.
Yeah, this is going to keep going for a while. I feel this is going to be a constant battle throughout this race. It's going to be very, very interesting. And, well, Muscat now, Bazile and Tina. Look at Tina almost going to the very right-hand side of the track. Bazile follows. And then we got Muscat going down the very outside of them. It's going to be a Bazile sandwich in here. This is mental.
There was a bit of contact there, wasn't there, between Bazile and Muscat. Look at that, Kilk behind just gets a bit loose as well. Trying to have a go at this battle. And they're still side by side, Muscat and Bazile, bumping doors constantly. Certainly getting a bit feisty here. They've got to sort this one out now, because they're allowing the guys ahead to pull away. As it currently stands, Kilk though goes to make it 3 wide into 5. Oh, this isn't going to work, is it? Oh, Bazile backs out of it. Why is it so? And Kilk actually takes both of them, so he moves up to 4th now.
Oh, what an opportunistic move from Right Kilk. That was just absolutely nailed it through there and got 2 cars at once. That's why he's so good. Why I picked him for the win. And look, Eric Collins Hawkins wants to have a go as well. He's having a crack at the action too. He wants to have a go at 6th. Meanwhile, they're doing all this and Matthew Williams is taking full advantage. He's running away with it.
He is, isn't he? He's pulled out 1.3 second lead over Shepherd, and Shepherd has 2-second gap between himself and Argo Tadare. And then you have this whole gaggle of cars: Tadare, Kilk, Muscat, Bazile, Godalakis, even Tobias Olsen starting to catch up with these guys as well now. So this is a fantastic battle again. Tadare going slightly defensive into 1, and it's almost going to be 3 wide once again into the corner as Muscat has a look at Kilk. Oh, there's a bit more contact there. Kilk doesn't seem to be affected too much though, because he gets straight on the back of Tadare again. Yeah,
straight on the back of Tadare again, and well, you know, this is such a close race. Jason Muscat as well, being overtaken by Ray Golodarkis, must have gone wide somewhere along the line, but Muscat's going to have to tuck in behind the Swede here, and Golodarkis is going to go up to 6th then. Bazile though still chasing, Kilk still chasing Tina for this 3rd, but now we got a battle going on behind as well, and Olsen wants to get involved.
Yep, whoa, I just had a bit of an issue there, but I got pictures once again. Yes, it looks like Kilk and Tadare are really close together now, with Bazile as well. Godalakis getting into this scrap well. It really does seem to be a case of when these guys start battling, they start to lose a bit of pace. His lap times definitely drop to an extent compared to the leaders, and it's just allowing the rest of the pack to catch up as well. As it looks like this time around, Godalakis having to go defensive into the final corner, and that's going to give him a compromised line and allow Muscat to have a go into turn 1.
Yeah, Muscat going to be able to have a go into turn 1, and well, I tell you this, I don't know how this race is going to go now. I've completely lost track. It's just so many people going for so many positions. Golodarkis having to defend here from Muscat. Bazile ahead is going for Kilk and Tina. Kilk's now in 3rd place. Now Kilk is going for Tina down the inside. 2 Estonians battling each other. Now Dutch Rizal wants to go contact between the 3 of them. Tina goes wide, and look at that. There goes Kilk, contact with Tina. Now they all go off, and now Golodarkis wants to go through.
And he makes up another position, doesn't he? Here comes Olsen as well. He just got past Muscat, and he's going to get another position. So Tadare, oh, there's huge contact. Tadare and Muscat hits the wall hard. Tadare spears across the track. And I think everyone else got through clean, but a massive crash. This is really boiled over now, this hard and heavy racing. And it looks like, I think it just got a bit too much for a couple of guys there. But it still rages on. Bazile now has killed Godalakis, also right behind him with Stefano. A bit further back, Kumar on his tail, and Samet into this battle as well.
I'm just rewatching that incident between Muscat and Tida. Jason Muscat just came straight over into Margot Tida. The only explanation I can give is that he didn't know that he was there because he was right beside him and it was a very tightly bunched thing in all fairness. But yeah, both went off big time and took a big hit there, and that's really hurt both of them. Tida especially, who's down to 11th now.
11th place, that's a huge loss, isn't it, for someone who was battling even up his second place at one point. Now, Dare will not be happy at all, but that's the way his season's kind of gone so far this year. Just hasn't really worked out for him. Fasal, though, passing away with Kilk. They went side by side into one. Fasal came out on top, but look at the gap now. Fasal in third is 7.3 seconds behind Matthew Williams, and 6 seconds behind Chris Shepherd as well. What a huge gap, and it shows the amount of time these drivers are losing by battling away.
Yeah, they're really battling away these, and they're losing so much time to Williams. There's 2 seconds between Shepherd and Williams, and then there's just 5-6 seconds between Shepherd and Vasile. So that's how much time they're losing by being involved in this battle. It'd be better served working with each other to catch Shepherd and Williams instead of just letting these two break away.
It would be, but you're not going to tell that to any of these guys, are you? They're battling that hard. It looks like Vasal's just gone off at turn 8 there. Goes wide, but doesn't lose a position. Kilk right on its tail though, and I think Kilk's just going to try and line him up into one. Godalakis having to go defensive there. So Olsen goes to his outside. They're going to be side by side down the pit straight. So who's that? That's I thought Vasal was coming into the pits and he was taking such a tight line down the straight, but he was going defensive, trying to break the toe early.
Yeah, it really is going to be interesting to see Muscat in the pits as well on lap 9. So going for possibly a very long second stint, or he's really got damage and is trying to get that fixed while switching and maybe doing a 2-stop in this race. I don't know, but Muscat's in already.
Yeah, I can only assume that is for the damage that he picked up, because that's a very early stop indeed, as Martin Godalakis goes round at turn 1, gets into a bit of a squabble with Eric Stamford there, who in turn has a bit of a squabble with Rick Scott and Mark Fuller as well. So it's happening all over the track. Just as it is still at the front. Vasal, Kilk, Olsen, Godalakis, third through to 6th, all nose to tail, and really not giving each other an inch at all. This is such good battling.
Oh yeah, that's a bit wide from Chris Shepherd there on the exit of that turn there. Maybe his tyres are starting to go, but yeah, that's not going to help him battling out with Chris Shepherd, and Matthew Williams is just going to get away. Yeah,
Williams is doing fantastic lap times, constantly in the 22.8 at the moment, so really is on it. That's the 4th lap in a row that he's done a 1:22.8. Incredible consistency, whereas Shepherd just seems to be dropping a bit of time now. He's dropped into the 23s, and the scruffy lap there was a 23.9, so there's a huge amount of gap and time lost as Tobias Olsen pits.
Olsen in, yes, and well, this is lap 10, so I assume he must be going for either a longer second stint or just straight up going for 2 stops. So, you know, it seems very early if you're not trying to 1-stop. If you're trying to 1-stop, this is a bit early. About 4 laps or 2 laps too early.
Yeah, definitely an early one. I'll have to see whether he can keep the tyres alive. What will be to his advantage, though, of course, is that he'll be out in a bit more cleaner air now. He's got Roland Hutt behind him, and Godalakis is probably about 5 seconds up the road. So a bit of time to play and try and pump in some good lap times and try and clear some of these guys when they decide to make their pit stops in a roughly, you know, about 3 or 4 laps time.
Yeah, about 3 or 4 laps time they'll start making the pit stops happen, and well, that's obviously if you want to do a 1-stop, that's when you'll pit then. But obviously, you know, there's the case of just try and make the tyres last longer. If you can't do that, you're better off 2-stopping than risking your tyres falling off and you lose more time that way. As I'm hearing, both Alkpace has been in the pits for quite a while there, and he's something's happened, and as does Roy apparently. So Vasile
Chris Shepherd.
And Chris Shepherd. So we got, obviously now seems to be the optimum time to come in the pits.
Yep, a lot of these guys now deciding to pit. I think Shepherd was trying for new tyres there. I think his tyres had just had enough of the abuse that he'd given them by really putting in some good lap times around this track as well. It's a long stop, isn't it, here to pit? Probably because of the amount of refueling that takes place as well. But Zal is coming back out as well, but well down the field right now. And look at that by Shepherd. He's got a bit of traffic as well. He's got Martin Godolakis and Brisanu ahead of him as well. Fuller up the road also. So a bit of traffic to contend with, and we'll see if that affects him when all these pit stops shake out. But that means that Matthew Williams right now has a 10.3 second lead over the next guy behind him, Ray Kilk, as it currently stands. But of course, all of these guys at the front still need to make their pit stop.
You could park a bus in that gap. It's absolutely massive, the gap between Williams and Kilk now. 10 whole seconds between them, and well, it's kind of just a testament to how good Williams is, it seems.
It really is. He's done an excellent job. He managed to do 5 laps then in a row in the 22.8s. Last time around he let himself down though, he did a 23.4, so poor effort by Williams. No, I can't say that. He's done an incredible job at such a consistent pace, and that's just showing that he's really put the time in and learnt this track well, and looking very strong right now as Argo to then pits from 9th. Not the race he wants to have, but he's got a chance to turn it around now.
Yeah, there's always a second race. That's the thing. There is always a second race to come up, and in Argo's case, maybe he'll do slightly better in the sprint than he has in the feature. But yeah, Matthew Williams still yet to pit. Obviously, Wright Kilk, I believe, still yet to pit as well. So, Eric Golodakis hasn't pitted either. Niranjan Kumar hasn't pitted either. Neither is Kevin Samut behind. You really have to go back to the likes of Shepherd to find someone who has. So, Chris Shepherd still got some net places to gain, because pretty much everyone ahead of him's got a pit.
Yep, he's just picked up a couple of positions already, got past Martin Godolakis and Brisanu as Olsen comes blasting past the both of them as well. It's turn 5, so the two of them starting to carve their way through this field. They'll be hoping though that these guys ahead just pit now really to get out of their way. So Matthew Williams then pits. Our race leader is into the pits, and after dropping into the 20 freeze, he's decided that's enough for him, and he's going to switch over then to the second tires for the remaining stint in the race. Wright Kilk then takes the lead for the time being, and we'll have to see where Williams comes out in relation to Chris Shepherd, but I think it's probably going to be comfortable, isn't it?
Yeah, probably going to be quite comfortable. Now, I expect Kilk, Golodakis, Kumar, Samut, Stefano to all react to this. Van der Sloot's in, reacting to Williams coming in as well. I expect reactions to that soon. He was the main man. He had the target on his back. And I expect a lot of people to pit just because he has, so they don't lose time.
Yep, so there we go. Williams pops back out. He's got Rick Scott and his teammate Eric Stanford ahead of him. Then it's only a car back between himself, Mark Fuller, is between himself and Chris Shepherd. So actually, not that much in it, it looks like, for Williams and Shepherd right now. So Williams really needs to get on with it, and he's got to clear this traffic ahead of him. Of course, they're all in the same lap though, so they have every right to battle away.
Yeah, a fight's on at the moment, and yeah, this is going to be interesting to see how this goes. I'm really intrigued. We got, this still is technically a brilliant battle, even though it's a bit more spaced out. But look at this, Williams, Scott, Stanford! Oh, the two EVMs come into contact with each other. That's a left EVM with Stanford into his teammates!
Oh, this is absolute disaster. Unbelievable. Luckily for Williams, though, he's managed to turn it around. But has he got a lot of damage? He looks a bit slow. Unless he just get back up to speed. But that's effectively positions lost to both Shepherd and Olsen. As Kumar Stefano and Samut all into the pits now. So more pit stops taking place.
Oh, I've just seen Stanford just lost it. He got with that slight contact with Williams, it put him completely off kilter, and the back went, he couldn't save it. Williams has got slight suspension damage on that now. It's going to be an uphill struggle for him.
It really is. That's going to be really difficult for him to control the car, isn't it? He's got guys ahead that he needs to clear as well. And with Shepherd and Olsen ahead of him, that's not going to be an easy task to try and catch the two of them, especially when they're getting into more and more clear air. And I can't believe this, Josh. Last time out at Monza in the GP Freeze, we saw Dan Hutz take out his teammate Jonathan Holmes when Jonathan Holmes had an assured race win in that first race, and now we've seen it again here with two more teammates.
Yeah, we're seeing it again, and well, if this is just full of action so far, we're only halfway through. I told you this track decided it was going to be some good racing happen, and it has done. Darkus Williams is going on, Fuller, Scott Olsen, Shepherd. This is brilliant stuff for these Megans as Kilt comes into the pits from the lead.
Yep, Kilt comes in then, so that should give the lead to Eric Godolakis for the time being. Shepherd will be promoted to second, which he'll eventually get first out of because he's now effectively going to be the race leader after that crazy incident with Williams and his teammate Stanford. Kilk, a long pit stop for him then. He sees all the field filtering past him, dropping behind Shepherd, Olsen, Rick Scott, Mark Fuller still needing to pit, Matthew Williams and Martin Godolakis.
As Menno Klont says, there's been contact in the background there somewhere along the line. I can only assume it was further down the order. Apparently it was an RTS call. That could have been Kumar then, or it could have been Kumar's teammate. I don't know. Something must have happened in the background, but I'm sure that was further down the order anyway. But yes, still some great racing going on at the moment. Williams versus Fuller for fifth.
Yep, here we go then. Williams on the inside of Fuller into turn 5, and he's slowly starting to make his recovery now. But 4 seconds at least behind Chris Shepherd as it currently stands. He's still got to clear Rick Scott then, and then that'll be it for the guys around him before he gets to the guys that he's really racing, Shepherd and Olsen, for this win. Those are the 3 guys that are really going to be gunning for it now. So here we go then, Williams looking to the outside of Rick Scott defending his line into the final corner, and Williams is so late on the break there, takes the position, and he's back up into 4th then, will be 3rd once Godolakis pits. And who's at the background? That's Mark Fuller now coming into the pit lane.
Yeah, Fuller coming into the pit lane now, and that's a pit stop for him. But, you know, this is definitely shaping up to be an interesting race thus far. Godolakis still has to pit as well. So Shepherd, you know, is probably going to get into the lead of the race at some point, yeah, because he already has.
He will be the race leader, won't he? He's just waiting for that confirmation once they all shape out. It seems to be the 2 Godolakises, you can call them that, are still waiting to pit. Rick Scott as well in 5th place, also leaving it late to pit here, so some variable strategies. We've had pit stops since about lap 9 and we're on to lap 17 now, and we're still waiting for some of the guys to do their final pit stop, but it's of course everyone's choice. They pick when they want to pit, but can Shepherd win this one then? He was looking on for a comfortable 2nd before the round of pit stops, and now he's going to find himself in the lead, but he's only got about a couple of seconds between himself and Tobias Olsen, who we remember pitted probably a little bit earlier, about a lap earlier than Shepherd. So like older tyres, will that make the difference?
As Menno Klont saying, there's a battle further down the order as well. You know, there are several battles going on in this race. P19 is one of them. Hood versus Brazano seems to be quite close. Yeah, this isn't for points, but these 2 are still going on. These 2 are very close still, and this is an interesting battle.
It certainly is. We've got a few battles going on. We have the summit on the back of Getan Essart, 14th as well. I'm surprised here, Josh, at how long some of these guys are running without pitting.
Yeah, I am surprised. Definitely interesting to see how this is going to go for them. And, you know, they're managing to make the tyres last long so they can have a bit more of a sprint in the second split, and the second stint, and that might come to their advantage. But for Godolakis, it's not going to win him this race because Shepherd is catching him.
He is, isn't he? Godolakis is doing respectful lap times in the high 23s and pretty consistent as well. He's really running very good, but Shepherd is a good 2nd to a 2.5 quicker a lap, depending on how good his lap time is that he manages to pump in. And it would appear though that Matthew Williams is also doing an excellent job as well. He's picked up the pace now, and he's actually closing back in on Tobias Olsen. Tobias Olsen actually looks the slowest out of these 3 drivers here, and maybe that is just because his tyres are just a little bit older.
Yeah, that could quite possibly be it here. And Well, I'll tell you this, Rick Scott's come into the pit as well on the CM Tech car, so another one who's made his tyres last quite a while, all came in before. I'm looking at Scott's lap times. Yes, Scott, I believe, has made his tyres last quite the while indeed, so, you know, he's done a really good job on these tyres. He's finally come in on lap 19, but, yeah, Golotalk is still to come in as well. Really is making these tyres last, but Shepard just closing in. Maybe he knows he's not going to win, so he's just making them last as long as he can.
Yep, he's just going to see how long he can go on for. So Williams now really putting the pressure on Olsen. Look at that, he's down to within a half a second of Olsen. So they head up the hill and round turn 7 and into turn 8. So it could be a battle for next second place, still third at the moment. In the coming lap or so, perhaps even quicker than that, such is the rate that Williams has managed to close up. And also they're really starting to flex it now, showing the kind of speed that he's got in this car.
Yeah, really starting to show his speed and, well, you know, really getting his hammer down here. Golotalk is in the pits then, Shepard on course for the win at this rate. Though Tobias Olsen, who really only knows 100%, pushing an all maximum attack, could catch him. But Matthew Williams is getting engrossed with him. Still on for a podium despite the problems from before.
He certainly is, and he could be on for a lot better. Eric Godolaki, so you rightly said, Josh, he's pitted and he gets overtaken by a couple of guys in the pits. Where is he going to pop out then? It looks as though he's going to be coming out behind Naranyan Kumar in 8th place. Wesley Stefano and Jason Muscat behind him. So Godolaki, it's not a bad job. Coming out in 8th here, will pick up another position because Martin Godolaki is still yet to pit as well. Ahead in 4th place, and he's coming under pressure from Roy Vassal. So it looks like Vincent Dyke is out of the race. Gone, so our first retiree of the day. Just looking back over for second place as Roy Vassal gets past Martin Godolaki, said 4th place. Bryce Olsen coming under pressure again. Matthew Williams getting really close to the back of him now. Can he make a move? He's been about at this point the last lap or so. Wonder if he's struggling for a bit of straight line speed here. Perhaps went for a bit more speed around the corners rather than speed down the straights. Over the start finish line then to start another lap 21. The 21st lap of the 28 laps we've got here today. And it certainly looks like Olsen's definitely got more pace down the straight then. So Martin Godolaki then, I think that is the final drive that we've been waiting for to come into the pits for him. He's going to make his pit stop, a bit of a long one. And he's going to come out around 12th place then. SNSR to cover down the straight with Kevin Samet, who was doing better early on. And that's going to make it 3 wide nearly into 1 as Godolakis rejoins into this little melee. But luckily, I think SR saw it coming and just backed out of it a little bit. And that means that Samet is just running a bit wide though. You know, I was going to say he's into 12th, but he might lose that straight away because he's run a bit wide coming out of 4. Down towards 5 now along the back straight. It's going to be 3 wide almost. It really is going to be that case. A bit of bargy there. And Godolakis just backs out of it. He tries to get the switch back. He comes back up the inside of Essart and gets that position back. And he's still trying to challenge Samet for 12th here.
Yeah, still trying to challenge for 12th and obviously giving it absolutely maximum drive here. This is the 2 Malta Force teammates going for each other here. This is well, not Malta Force, sorry, the cars are so similar. It's Ice Cold versus Malta Force. I got confused there. Both white and red, but obviously Golotakis in the black slightly car there. And look at this, we got Gaten Essart going down the outside as well.
Yeah, great little battle, isn't it? And it seems to continue on here. So down the straight then, Godolakis just pulling up the back of Samet a little bit. Essart on his rear wing. And he's already poking his nose out, going to have a look up the inside into turn 1. They'll be side by side. Can Essart get it done then? Oh, Godolakis really pushing him tight into the corner there. A little bit feisty. But Godlike is just about going to go out with the position. It's like it's such a good run. He's back up the inside into 4. I think he returns the favour there. Pushes Godlike out a little bit and takes that place back. But I don't think this battle's over just yet.
Yeah, this battle is far from over, and well, this is going to be a really, really exciting one. Yeah, but obviously leading by way now. Olsen and Williams are close as apparently there's 13 and 14 going as well. Azar and Golodagas are very close at the moment. As are Wright, Kilk and Roy Vizile for 5th and 4th.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? Don't rule out Kumar and Eric Godlakis out there either, because they are all pretty close together as they have been for the entire race now. It looks
Kilk goes there. Now look at this, Kumar on the outside.
No, but he's going to run wide because Bizarre runs a bit wide. That gives Kilk the line into the corner, and he gets to both of them. Moves himself up into 4th place then. Bizarre back to 5th. Kumar remains in 6th place with Godlakis and Stefano joining the fray now.
This is a crazy battle. It's a 4-car train for 4th place. There's no other way of putting it. And we got Olsen and Williams as well ahead.
Yeah, they are. Williams has been struggling though behind Olsen. It seems that though that Williams, I should say, doesn't have the straight line speed to be able to pass Olsen here. So just struggling a little bit, and it's really hampered his charge that he had under Chris Shepherd.
Well, this is interesting as well. Olsen and Williams are still so close together that, you know, a single mistake will separate the gap or decrease it to the point where an overtake's possible. This is just so tense between these two. They both need to be perfect.
They really do. They have to be absolutely perfect indeed. And right now, it looks like Olsen's just about doing the job. He definitely doesn't have the pace of Shepherd. Really dropped back in terms of his time compared to Shepherd's time. But it's enough to hold Williams up, and Williams is just going to have to try and find something extra. They spun into 1. There's contact. They both go around. That's going to give Kumar and Godlakis the positions.
Oh, that was very interesting. Vizile tried to go down the inside. There was practically no room, and Wright Kilk. Oh, I think Vizile just went for a move. It was a move that just wasn't there. Then there was the problem with the collision. Then Vizile's gone down. Kilk's gone down. I think it was a bit too overzealous there, was Roy Vizile in that one.
Yeah, just a little bit, wasn't it? And, well, it's hurt both of them. And,
Williams has got a chance here. Olsen's got a bit slidey into the turn, and here he comes round there. But now Olsen's going to dive back down the inside.
Oh, look at that. That was so close between the two of them as well. Cal Williams, though, getting the toe down into the final corner. He's gaining. He is actually gaining this time around. He's going to have a look up the inside. Oh, and he brakes so late. Can he get the car turned in? Yes, he does. But
no, but Olsen has a better drive. And now Williams holding it.
I think this is going to go side by side then into turn 1, because Olsen is nearly pushing Williams down straight. Williams goes defensive at the very last second, and that's not enough. Olsen is literally brushing the wall here to get alongside Williams. On his inside, Williams is going to have to brake so late, but Olsen brakes even later, as he usually does, and takes that position back. Great little battle there between the two of them. And is it going to continue? Is Williams going to have another go to 4? He looks to the outside this time around. He's put himself wide, and he's going to lose a lot of momentum there. And just sets himself back a bit as they head towards 5.
Yeah, this is really going to be interesting to see how this one progresses. Olsen and Williams now, which is they're trying to get through and they can't. This has all been happening while Chris Shepherd is only pulling out a gap, though. It's just really affirming his potential to win this race, and, well, it looks like he's going to. Kumar and Golodagas, though, they're battling out for 4th too. Let's not forget them.
Yep, let's not forget about them at all. It's not quite going to be for a podium, unless something happens with one of the top 3, but still, 4th place is a big haul of points here, and Kumar has done a very good job. He's had quite a topsy-turvy race, didn't have the best starts and dropped out the top 10. He's managed to pull himself all the way back into 4th place by some excellent driving, as it looks like Williams has got past Olsen again into the final corner, and now this time around it's kind of the repeat, isn't it? Olsen's going to have the straight line speed and the toe down the pit straight, and again he's going to go to the inside. Williams just isn't defending that inside enough.
Olsen's just, look how close he is to going fully on the apron there. That's how much of an attacker he is. We say he only does maximum attack, and that's what we mean. He's got the players back. using all of the track there.
I think Williams did so much weaving down straight, he made a whole other set of corners for himself, and just fell up behind Olsen before we even got into turn 1. And once again, he goes to the outside of 4, and that just doesn't work around there. It's just you got no grip on the outside, and again he loses a bit of pace. But he's having another go at Olsen. Olsen having to go defensive into 5 up the hill. Then Williams is going to have another chance. Is he going to try and stick it to the right hand side of Olsen into 7? He's thinking about it. Olsen gets so loose.
This is such a close run back between these two at the moment. Williams and Olsen are just going at it, side turn by turn by turn. They're not stopping it all for either person. As even 4 and 5 are close, Galdarkas and Kumar are both going at it, but here's the real battle we want to be watching at. Matthew Williams, can he get it back on the straight?
He's a bit further back this time around. Has he got straight line speed to be able to catch Olsen? He's starting to catch slowly, very slowly indeed. He's crawling up to the back of Olsen, but now all of a sudden it really starts to kick in. Olsen goes defensive. Williams to his outside then into 1, and Williams breaks so late this time, just about gets it in, and Olsen gets all loose on the corner. And oh, that was so close to Williams. This time Williams goes to the inside. Yes, he's done it right this time. Olsen tries to shut the door, and Williams keeps his front wheel in there. Bit of argy-bargy, but they just about get away with it. And we get Williams is going to attack into 5. Olsen goes all the way defensive, so Williams has to go the long way round.
Yeah, got to go the long way round, really, and he's got a difficult one of it. Whoa, sliding goes Olsen, and through he goes somehow. Some save that was most, and that almost ended in disaster for the Swede, but he's managed to hold it anyway. Yeah, it was Williams just seemed to come to the inside and tap him, but he's dead ahead now. Williams through, and Olsen's got to chase.
Yep, Olsen's got to do the chasing this time around. He does seem to have better straight line speed, so let's watch him then down into the final turn. He's going to have to try and close up here, really try and set Williams up into 1. He's kept it close. Oh, very tight under braking, and Olsen now on the power. He just pulls away a little bit, but I think he's going to have him into 1. He's going to start feeling the effect of the toe to get up to the highest gear. Here we go then, Olsen coming to the outside of Williams this time. He thought about going to the side, but goes to the outside. Going to have to brake super late here, turns in on Williams. Williams pushes him out wide there and holds onto it. Burn but fair by Williams and keeps the place. That was critical.
Yeah, that was a critical move there from Williams. That might just be the one that gains him this place, though I should say Chris Shepherd really been the dominant force this race. He's coming into the last couple of sections of this track now. Really, ever since he got the lead, he's been brilliant, hasn't he, Sam?
He has, and with that big battle between Olsen and Williams, that's only magnified that also. It means that he's going to be comfortable. He could probably do some celebratory donuts before he even crosses the line. He's got such a gap between himself and Williams. It's 9.5 seconds at the moment. So Chris Shepherd then, he's coming down to the final corner, and it looked like it was going to be second until after the pit stops, and he put some good laps in after the pit stops as well. Drifts it out of the final corner, almost a celebration as well. Thoughts about those donuts, but he's going to come across the line, and he's going to win this one in Bahrain, the first race in Bahrain tonight. Chris Shepherd wins, and what a win for Chris Shepherd as well. Such a comfortable win in the end. He did all the hard work early on and got the position, takes the win from Williams' misfortune. Williams did manage to pull back to second though, got past Olsen. That great little battle at the end there with Eric Godolakis. A great drive for him then to just move his way slowly through the field, through the race, and picking up a 4th place. Really strong result. Wesley Stefano ended up in 5th then. Naranyan Kumar dropped back to 6th. So Roy Pasal is his 7th. Drake Kilk in 8th with Jason Muscat in 9th. Argo Stair then ended up in a 10th place with Sharon van der Sloot coming across the line in 11th. Kevin Samet in 12th, fell back a bit there. Martin Gardelakis had a good couple of battles and was the last of the pitters really. 13th, Rick Scott in 14th. Gaten Essart in 15th, just dropped back a bit at the end. Mark Fuller in 16th with Aidan Brizanu. Comes across the line to take 17th ahead of Stanford. and a couple of guys a lap down: Roland Hutt, Dan Hutt, Jorge Cunha, or Ardo Algapus. Just coming around to complete his final lap, but he is a lap down as well. And Vincent Dijk is the only driver to not finish the race here. He retired with suspension damage on lap 18. So, not bad one at all. And in fact, probably one of the better races we've had this season in the Meganes. It's been really enthralling here in this first race. And, well, Josh, in the end, it looked pretty easy for Shepard, didn't it?
Yeah, it looked pretty easy in the end, but it wasn't easy. There was so much stuff going on, and well, that was a crazy race. And if that was the sprint, that was a feature race. So imagine what the sprint's going to be like.
It's going to be manic, isn't it? Of course, the sprint race, as it kind of says, is a sprint. It's going to be shorter, 18 laps, 14 laps. I think it'll be. We'll have to wait and see, but certainly. Well, it's going to be crazy because we won't have any pit stops in it, no mandatory pit stops. So the guys just have to go for it. They just have to battle each other on the track. They can't wait until the pits. They can't use strategy to get around each other. And considering the top 7 cars were so close before the first round of pit stops, they were battling away such well. That doesn't make any sense, does it? That's poor Kramer right there, but they were battling away so well. We really got a good taste of that, and then it split up a little bit after the pit stops, but still some great individual battles and a hard-fought battle to the fourth as well, which Eric Godolakis came out on top with, and he impressed me. He did. Godolakis. He just seemed to manage to keep his cool when everything around him was going a bit crazy, and that was really the key, because he just managed to pick up a few of those spots that perhaps the others could have got if they just managed to keep their heads a little bit more.
Yeah, but ultimately it was pretty much a hard-headed race. I think when people started to get a bit touchy-goey, but everybody learns from every race, and either way, still they've got another race to come, so they can make up for it then.
Well, I think, Josh, what I've learned from this race is that the Bahrain paddock layout is fantastic for touring cars. I think it's really well suited, makes for some great driving, and I do like the little kind of half chicane, call it, complex in the first couple of corners, and then that drive up the hill as well, where drivers are able to set themselves up for the following lap as well. It just seems to create some great driving, and I think a good choice and a good addition to the calendar.
Yeah, great addition to the calendar indeed. And well, I want to see more of this. I want to see it become the standard.
Yeah, why not? Let's see what's going to happen. So we're switching over then to a little break. You could call it. It's a warm up, but it's a little break between the two races. The drivers have the chance to pop back out on track and head round once again. So we'll have to see what's going to happen there. Just having a look at the Constructors' Championship, Josh. I'm actually struggling to work this one out a little bit here because, of course, the teams that have been doing well in the Championship so far haven't necessarily been doing that well here today, because Totally Spies, who are leading, they've only got Kilk here today, and he I guess you could say he had an all right race, but not really the one that he wants to have. I think he was on course really for a top 5. He ended up in 8th in the end, but not a bad result. Wesley Stefano managed to pick up a top 5, but again, he's kind of teammateless. So, just a bit of a struggle, isn't it, for some of those guys at the top to keep picking up the points at the moment?
Yeah, going to be a bit of a struggle, obviously, but if anyone can have a good race, then that's really going to help them out. So, everything can all change in the space of a race, even though it might be difficult now.
Yeah, it is going to be certainly a little bit difficult. I'm having a look. Whereabouts is Elite? So Elite all the way down in 9th in the championship. Picked up a couple of points. They kind of started off the season strong with Yartine, but fallen off a little bit since then. But Matthew Williams, he would have brought some great Hall points to the team there in that first race, and will help Elite just at least close the gap ahead of them, because they were really in the lower midfield, but now they should be fighting in the upper midfield and maybe further beyond if Williams can continue this run of form.
Yeah, if he can keep this up, then he'll definitely go far into the WCS. But what a win from Shepherd to start these 2 races off with. If he could make it 2 out of 2, then that would be the dream, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. We'll have to see if he can do that. He's going to have to a bit of battle in his hands, of course, because he's going to have to come from 10th on the grid when the grid gets reversed for the second race. So not going to be easy for him, but we'll have to see how he manages to do. Of course, not the first time he's been on the podium either. He managed to pick up a podium first race at Zandvoort as well. So he's actually done all right this season. Just had a bit of bad luck in the last round and a half. The last 3 races, he hasn't managed to pick up any points. I think if it wasn't for that, he'd probably be, within a chance of the championship, probably around the top 7.
Yeah, really could be him with the chance of a top 7. But yeah, this could be definitely interesting to see how race 2 goes. Obviously, half the distance, no need for a mandatory pit stop. But people were pitting about lap 9. So if they can't make the tires last, we might still see people making the pit stops.
Yeah, it's a good point, actually. I don't quite know how that one's going to work itself out. We saw some guys doing 18 laps or so, didn't we, in that first race? The likes of Martin Godolakis, Jason Muscat pitted very early and had to do a long stint at the end. So I think probably more than not, you probably don't want to be making a pit stop, just because it seems to take an age for these cars to sit in their box. It feels like an age, and I'm just watching it. I'd hate to think what it's like for the drivers.
Yeah, really, it's going to be super interesting, this one. I don't know who's going to win again. I couldn't tell race 1. I can't tell race 2.
No, I couldn't call this one either. It's going to be a tricky one indeed, I think, for the drivers. And I think it's just going to be a case of, you've got to clear a driver pretty quickly, because as we saw in that first race, as soon as you get caught in a battle with someone, you just lose so much lap time. And it really just meant that, at the start, Williams and Shepherd were able to pull away, and in the second race, Shepherd was able to pull away as well, because those around him were really battling hard. So it's not going to be easy. But it is a case of whoever could get out in the lead first and just pull that gap of about 2 seconds. I think they're in with a good chance of winning.
I think anyone who really gets a good start could be in with a chance. Obviously, race 2 never the same as race 1. There's always different twists in it. I think people take more risks in shorter races because there's not as much time to make things go, and you've got to get on it. You've got to get on it sooner, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. They really got to get on it, well, straight away, let's say. Can't mess around. But yeah, I'm just looking at it. Quite a few guys have actually gone out here at the moment. So a few guys feeling like they need to stay in the groove, really, just keep the practice coming in. But seen Argo Stare out there. Of course, he really didn't have a good race at the end, did he? He finished 10th overall after getting into a few skirmishes early on, and again, another driver who feels they could have done a lot better.
Yeah, it's just really, it's sometimes difficult in these Meganes to get your full potential out. They're difficult cars, so of course people are going to be annoyed that they're not really getting as high up as you should have been. But it's so easy to make mistakes, and it's so easy to not be as quick as you could because they're difficult cars. They're mid-engine, they're rear-wheel drive. That's usually a combination that ends not always brilliantly, and they're difficult machines. They really are.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to be trying to hustle one of these around a track like this. We've been some difficult tracks so far this season as well, haven't we? Zandvoort, Solder, to name a couple. They've really challenged these drivers in very different track styles.
Yeah, every driver has a different style and a different approach to the race, and in the case of some drivers, we know, for as an example, Tobias Olsen always goes 100% attack mode, whereas some drivers might be able to be more calculated,
Yeah, they could be, couldn't they? I think a good example of that is probably Eric Godolakis in that first race. He was very, very calculated indeed, and it really paid off for him in the end. What I'm going to be interested about is how Shepherd and Williams are going to get on, because they're going to have to come from a bit further down this time around than they did in the first race, so perhaps just a little bit more difficult for them to try and carve their way through the field.
Yeah, it really is going to be a bit more difficult to carve their way through the field and just move their way through. I mean, when there's lots of traffic, that can be the case, but ultimately, really, it's just going to be. I think it's going to be difficult for anyone who's not really ready for this race.
Yeah, well, I don't know about you, Josh, but I feel like I'm ready for this race.
Oh, and I think Menno Klont's ready for this race, and I think I'm ready for this race. Can we not just go now?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Why do we have to have this warm-up?
Warm-up stuff for people who aren't ready. Seriously, let's go.
Everyone should be ready, shouldn't they? We've just had a long race, so they should all be more than ready to get racing. I'm just wondering here, Josh, are we going to have a full 10-minute warm-up as well?
If we are, I think I'll probably fall asleep from boredom. I want to go racing.
Exactly. Where's Sven de Vries when you need him? He never does a 10-minute warm-up. He just gets it. He gets it going in 5 minutes. Sometimes a bit longer when the server crashes or we have an issue. But usually it's only 5 minutes. Come on, it's 3, 2, 1. The 5 minutes up. Let's go racing. It's 14 laps then. It's been confirmed 14 laps for this second race, so half the race distance, but not half the fun.
Yeah, I think it's going to be double the fun, to be honest. Less chance to get things done, so more people are going to go for it.
Yep, less chance to catch our breath as well. I think we're going to be exhausted after this second race. As we just wait. What are they doing? They're discussing about fuel. We should be discussing about when we're going racing. That's what I want to see. As always, Josh is an excellent co-commentator, and just putting in his words on the server as well. Just to try and give a bit of motivation to get everyone going. So you guys at home, once you do go to racing, you've got Josh to thank for that. He seems to be running the show today, even if he slips away and goes for a meal or two.
Well, I mean, blimey, God, I got scared there. Menno Klont just had to sneeze from all eternity. You just blooming scared me there, Menno.
I thought my shelves had fallen down. It was that loud.
Hello, guys. I'm now in the broadcast, I believe. Yes, sorry for scaring you, Josh. Since I pop over. Camera's looking fine today, and yeah, well, I'm feeling fine, but I have a little sneeze. Yeah, well, I want to say that I really liked the first race. A lot of battling. It was so intense that sometimes I really need to choose which battle to follow. The one with Williams and what was the other one? Tobias or Nerandian, and the one he was battling, Golodakis. It was a really good race, and yeah, I'm looking forward to race 2, and it will be very interesting. I think. I believe Argo is on pole for race 2.
Oh, that'll be good for him.
Yes,
yeah, so that would be very, very good for him. I think it after what happened to him in race 1, it would be a bit of justice if he can win the second one, which I think from pole he could well do.
I think he could. I certainly think he could. Important question, Menno. What could you be allergic to out here in the desert to make you sneeze like that?
I actually don't know. Maybe I'm just getting nervous, and nervous nervous when I'm around when we're close to the start. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
We shall see. Looking forward. We shall see which 50 will get the points now, and I guess we will see a lot of battling, and I think a lot of people will do the overtaking quicker. They're not wanting to wait because they now only have one chance and no pit stop. So yeah, will be very interesting.
More chance of carnage then in race 2. It looks like if that's the case then.
Yeah, and of course the faster guys from race 1 that want to go up to the front, and the slower guys that think, well, no, we should be up there.
Gonna have to have lightning reflexes then and quick on your fingers, because you're gonna have to try and capture all of that for us, Menno. I want to see some excellent camera work in the second race, as you always manage to pull off.
That will be fine. I'm gonna do my very, very best, and I hope I will not get distracted by you and your co-commentators' funny jokes.
What do you mean jokes? I don't tell jokes. I just say it how it is.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, but you're doing a good job, Joshua, as a co-commentator. I mean, as a commentator. Yeah, okay.
The only joke is that I'm not the co-commentator more often.
I guess you could call it a joke, but well, that's up to you.
Because I'm good at it. I'm good at it. I'm better at co-commentating than I am at being the lead.
I know. I even offered you the lead today, Josh, and you turned me down. You made
no,
me
I didn't. I'm putting you on a pedestal here. You're the talent.
I'm not sure if I'm the talent. I'm not sure. I don't think I'm going to be getting any requests for me to do this professionally anytime soon.
What? Do you think I am?
Oh, absolutely, Josh.
God, you got your head up the clouds, mate.
Well, you've always got your university life to fall back on, because what's more important than spending 3 or 4 years of your life doing nothing?
Doing 3 of your... Yep, we just ticked over to the race, and yep, here we go. 14 laps going to get underway, and obviously people are going to get to change the setups, change the fuel, change the tyres, change the mindset as well, because it's a shorter race. Less time to get on the go. They've really just got to get straight on it in this race.
Yep, they really are, aren't they? Everyone's jumping onto the grid now, and apologies at home that was such a long warm-up or break, if you could call it, but well, if you needed to go make yourself a 3-course meal, at least you had the chance to do so in those 10 minutes, and at least we're here now. You know, it's the end of a long journey. We've got to the race itself, and we've got to the reverse grid as well, because the top 10 have been reversed for this race, and they're all jumping out now and actually heading round towards turn 1. The field have got themselves underway for the formation lap, and Argo Stair then, who started off so strongly in that first race, of course, after qualifying at second the first race, he now finds himself first for the second race after finishing 10th in race 1 for Eval Sim Racing. Jason Muscat alongside him for Multiforce GP will be hoping for a better second race after he had an incident of his own in the first race. Ray Kilk, another guy who was in the wars for Totally Spies, and the guy who I think he might clash with, Roy Basal, who's starting alongside him on row 2 for performance. Naranyan Kumar for Race Team Troton will be in 5th, with Wesley Stefano for Hinds Motorsport in 6th. Eric Godolakis did an excellent job in the first race to pick up 4th, and he gets the 7th place for that with hold on a sec, what's going on here? I think everything's just been reset.
I think the servers just decided to have a bit of a brain fade there. Everyone's back at the start.
it seems to have picked up whatever Menno has. Seems to be the case, doesn't it? So we've all just been teleported back to the starting grid. This is a new one.
Yeah, I think everyone's just trying to stay still. Now we're going for the formation lap again. And Argentina's lost it. I think it's just decided to start the race, and Roy Vizile, race admin, rightfully says, right, let's try this again.
Did they have something like, wasn't there a thing, wasn't there, where you could, you don't think Roy had like the rights to skip the restart?
No, it's only if you all stay still for long enough, and that didn't happen.
All right, so strange one then. Very strange indeed. So just have to wait a little bit longer. Everyone is popping back out onto the grid though, so give it half a minute and we'll be back going for the formation lap once again. And I'll quickly run through the grid to where I got through once we get going. I won't bore you with all the facts, details and figures that I literally just spoke about 2 seconds ago. So
I don't think we need to bore each other with the grid again, do we?
No, we don't. I'll quickly run through it, get it all sorted out, and then we'll talk about our predictions, because that's going to require a bit more thought, isn't it, in this second race, especially after everything that we saw in that first race. So this time around, we're going around for another formation lap. Let's see if we can get it right this time and not fall back. So the grid is, and I'll keep this nice and brief, Stair, Muscat on row 1, Kilk and Vizile row 2, Kumar and Stefano row 3, Godolakis and Olsen on row 4, with Matthew Williams and Chris Shepherd on row 5, Sharon Van der Sloot and Kevin Samet on row 6, with Martin Godolakis and Rick Scott on row 7. Gessen Essart and Mark Fuller are on row 8, with Aidan Brasanu and Eric Sanford on row 9. Rowan Hutt and Dan Hutt, 2 Hutts, on row 10, with Jorge Cunha, who stopped on track and gone back to the pits. So I'll have to keep an eye on him. I don't know what's happened there. 21st and Argo Argupus, I should say, in 22nd, running out the grid. So Josh, then, I'll give you a bit more time now to think about it. Who's going to be your man to win here in race 2?
Well, I've got no idea really, but I reckon Argentina's got a chance from Paul. Very quick driver, though you cannot rule out anyone really from, Wright Kilk, Niranjan Kumar, Messi Stefano, a race winner as well. I think though, based entirely on the grid we have here, if he can get a good enough start, I think the reigning champion will win.
Wow. So you go for the man on pole, of course, then. We'll have to see. He's not had the best season so far, so this will be really a well-needed victory if he can pull it off. Josh, I'm going to go with a bit of a trend here, and I think that Mr. Roy Vizile is going to pick up another win. It's going to be his 3rd race to win in a row here. He's starting 4th, and I think if he gets a good start, he's going to pull away from the field.
And Menno Klont is going to go for Matthew Williams from 9th. Wow, that is an interesting pick.
Oh, nice. He did such a good job in race 1. And we don't know how much damage he had, do we, when he was battling back in the second half of the race. So I have to watch out for him and Shepherd as well, alongside him, both very quick drivers. It looks like Jorge Cunha isn't going to take part.
Oh, yes, he is. From the pits.
He's deceived me. He's coming out of the pits now. But the rest of the drivers are on the grid then. We are just waiting for the lights now to come on. Again, another long hold here.
The lights will light up soon then.
Oh, we hope so. It's such a long hold. It's a good thing these guys... No one seems to be overheated, but here we go. Finally, the lights are coming on. We've got 5 lights then. And we go for race 2 then. Argo Stair, he does get a good start. He doesn't move over to the middle of the track quite so quickly. Now gets there and actually has gapped himself from Muscat a little bit. Muscat coming into a bit of pressure from Kilk, who goes round the outside into turn 1. And behind Olsen and Vizile side by side as well, as they all kind of single themselves out. And Kumar nearly goes round coming out of 2. Just got a bit of help there, I think, as well. And he's run wide in 4 also, so he's back to 12th place. But that means then that Stair has had a decent start ahead of Kilk. Muscat's challenging him. They're side by side into 5. and it's pretty much single file back behind them, so much calmer start this time around than in race 1, which you'll be surprised to hear. But Kilk just about holds on to that position further back then. Stefano and Godolakis side by side for 6th place, up the hill towards 7, and Godolakis is going to have the inside line, but Stefano have a nice sweeping run through the corner. Can he get on the power well? Yes, he can. And Godolakis is just going to have to hold off a little bit there. It's Chris Shepherd already looking to carve his way through the field into 8th now. He goes to have a look at Godolakis for 7th into the final corner, and gets the position done. So Shepherd up to 7th, but there, then he's going to come across the line and lead the first lap by about 1.2 seconds.
Yeah, and that is a decent gap for the first lap from Tina, though. Kilk, Muscat, Olsen, Vazile, all chasing behind. Vazile's actually going to go on the outside of Olsen here into turn 1. It's not going to work out for the Dutchman, though. He's going to have to wait for Olsen, go here, and then try to get the catch. And Shepherd apparently out! Shepherd apparently crashed! That's not good for Chris Shepherd at all! He's down in 18th now! What on earth happened there? But it was something into turn 1. Yeah, he went to the inside here, and then he just got hit from behind by Goladakis. By Eric Goladakis, who just seemed to completely miss his braking point. He just went straight into the back of the Englishman.
Oh, that's a disaster for Shepherd, isn't it? After doing so well in race 1, he now finds himself all the way back in 18th, but he's going to have to get past a whole deal of cars. So who's that? Someone else to go around. Oh, that's Dan Hutt's going around, and Eric Godolakis has got caught up in that himself. So Godolakis going even further back. Shepherd promotes up brief positions there because of all that, so at least it's a bit of redemption for him. No, it looks like at the front there, very commanding at the moment. 1.5 second lead now between himself and Kilk. Muscat is coming under increasing pressure from Olsen, who's had a very good start to find himself 4th with Basal behind him. And there's quite a bit of a gap back, about 2.6 seconds then between Basal and Matthew Williams, who has Stefano, Kumar, Samat, Vandersloot right behind him. So definitely some micro battles already starting to occur.
Yeah, this is just really good at the front. Definitely still brilliant stuff. Basile, Muscat, Williams is trying as well. Also Muscat, this is a brilliant battle as well that we got here. Kevin Sabat as well trying to go for 9th, and it's not working. Vandersloot keeps the position well held there. Definitely well done for the Dutchman. But speaking of Dutch people, here goes Roy Vizile trying to chase down on Jason Muscat.
Isn't he? He's having a look at him. Muscat's been passed by Olsen, so Olsen's up into 3rd. His charge continues, and next ahead for him is Ray Kilk, definitely looking like the stronger driver out there at the moment in terms of ability to get through the field and pace as well. Matthew Williams also starting to charge now. He's managed to break away from Wesley Stefano, and he's looking further ahead, but he's still got a bit of time to catch up with Basal in this battle for 4th. Is anyone going to have a go? No, it's going to come down to turn 1, I think, isn't it? Olsen's going to try and set up Kilk, and Basal's going to try and set up Muscat.
Yeah, this is going to be really good here, and Muscat got to defend hard against Vazile. We know how good Roy Vazile is, but this is the case of, is he going to get through on the Maltese here? Looks like he's going for the inside line to turn 1, Sam.
He certainly is. They're going to be side by side into the first turn then, and Vazile just slots it in nicely ahead of Muscat. Good clean move there by both drivers. So Vazile up into 4th, back to where he started, and he's going to have to chase back against Olsen now, who's getting close to Kilk, but hasn't found the opportunity to have a go yet, as Chris Shepherd passes Martin Godolakis for 13th, and he's now got Fuller ahead of him in 12th, so he's still recovering.
As Sharon Vandersloot here, and Kevin Samet going for it again, as are Muscat and Vazile, as are Olsen and Kilk. Battles up and down the field. Vandersloot holds off Samet successfully over. Here it comes on the inside. Sharon closes the door. Samet has to go a little bit further back. Well defended from Sherwin there for sure. But, you know, this is a brilliant battle at the front between these top 5.
Yeah, it certainly is. It looks like Kilk's now starting to close down onto there. He's brought the gap back down to 1.2 seconds, and Olsen is coming along nicely too. Basal just not quite able to catch Olsen at the moment. Muscat just sat behind Basal, but he's going to have to get a move on because Williams is definitely closing the gap here. He's the quickest guy that's out there at the moment in the very low 22s. That's about half a second quicker than Tadare in first place. So it just kind of shows you difference in speed right now.
Yeah, real difference in speed between those two. And while Tadare's still a whole second ahead of Kilk, Olsen, Vazile, Muscat, Williams, they're all close. Muscat and Vazile's going to be the real battle to watch this race, I feel.
Yeah, because Vazile hasn't been able to pull away since passing Muscat, has he? So it's only going to be a matter of time before Muscat builds the confidence and the ability to reel him back in. But right now, I think Olsen's lining up Kilk. I'm surprised he hasn't gone for it yet, this Olsen. I'm surprised he hasn't try and pass him. As I think Gessen Essart has retired with an engine issue, so...
Must have blown it or double downshifted.
Yep, it must have been. So, second retirement after Argo Algapus also retired at the start of the race on the first lap. Anyway, back to the front, and Vazile definitely starting to fall back into the clutches of Muscat again. Can't keep up with Olsen at the moment, and well, it looks like this scrap is going to hot up because Vazile having to go defensive down the pit straight. Muscat's gonna look to the outside. Is he also ahead? Kilk and Olsen are doing the same thing. And oh, look at that! Olsen's gone to the inside of Kilk. He found a gap where there surely wasn't one, and he takes the position into one. What a move! Gets the position done. Behind him, Muscat's got back past Vazile.
Oh, yep, through he goes. Muscat there, Vazile on the outside, but the Maltese has the inside line up. Vazile has to go wide, try and avoid any potential collisions. But this is definitely what we want to be seeing here. Great racing, and Williams on the back of both of them.
Yep, he was coming, wasn't he? And here he is. Here comes Williams. Looks to the inside of Vazile, then to the outside, but Vazile cares more about what's going on ahead of him with Muscat. The two of them are side by side, coming out of 5, up through 6. And Williams is just going to have to hold back a little bit here as the two nearly touch into 7 and 8 as well. Oh, look at that! What a dive by Williams! Nearly hit Muscat as well. But he's got past Vazile now. A bit unorthodox there, but got the position.
Almost contact between the two of them as well. That was very close going between the two. But, you know, Williams and Vazile, this is a brilliant battle. And Vazile just starting to slip a bit now. Williams on the charge, but Tida still holding. This is the thing. He's not getting further away from Olsen that much, but he's keeping the gap roughly where it is, and that's all he needs to do. Because 1.3 seconds is too far for Olsen to make inroads. He just needs to hold this gap. Doesn't need to pull it out any further. Olsen's the one who has to do the work here.
No, he doesn't. As Vazile and Williams again side by side into one. Vazile hadn't given up, but in the end, Williams just pinched him nicely down onto the curb there and was able to hold on to the position. Vazile, though, still pushing him hard. And these two definitely battling away, are losing time right now. So Muscat ahead is able to pull away, and instead Stefano and Kumar behind are reeling both of them in. Yeah,
really, really awesome stuff in this second race so far. So we're only about halfway through as well. This is absolutely brilliant stuff that's happened, and well, just I told you race 2 would be interesting, and it certainly hasn't failed to deliver, has it?
No, it certainly hasn't. And I've just got a feeling, Josh, that we haven't seen everything that's going to happen at the front yet. The top 4 are fairly evenly spread out, but still relatively close together. I just think there's a bit of a waiting game here. I feel like something big's going to happen in the end of this race. I think we're going to be in for a real treat at the end here.
This could be a real treat indeed. I'm looking forward to this.
Me too. I think we're going to have to return our attentions to the battle for 5th again, because once again Vazile going to go to the inside of Williams here into turn 1, and this time around Williams is just going to have to do the same thing as he just try and pinch him, but Vazile wise to that and gets the car in much deeper into the corner this time around, and is able to push Williams out, retakes then that 5th place from Williams. So behind as well, Stefano Kumar still scrapping away. So looking a little bit further back, this battle between Samet and Bandersloot continues as well into 5. They're going to be side by side. Can Bandersloot get far enough along the inside to be able to take the position? Yes, he can. Nice little move by Van der Sloot there. Gets a place from Samet. And he finds that he is back in tonight. But until one of these two can pull away, it's going to remain a close battle between the two of them. So looking back up at the leads then, Stair has a lead of 0.8 of a second then as they come across the line. Does that change at all? Nope, stays pretty much as it was. It looks like there's been a bit of a coming together between Samet and Van der Sloot, and that's allowed Shepherd to catch up with these two as well. He's now coming along the side of Samet. He's going to try and get himself back into the top 10 after getting hit off at the start of the race. And there we go then, up the inside, gets the move done. Nice and clean past Samet, and takes that 10th spot to Van der Sloot up ahead. And now if he can clear him, then he's got about 5 seconds to find to catch up with 8th place as well. So ahead, looks like Williams and Pasala side by side once again into 5. This battle not going away, is it? And Williams gets the position then. As behind as well, Kumar really battling hard with Stefano. Stefano just about holding on to that place, and these two they are battling pretty hard, and they're now starting to fall behind the guys ahead of them as well. As again Kumar dives to the inside of Stefano into the final turn. Time around, can he get the job done? Yes, he can, but of course Stefano will get a good run down the pit straight, and again goes straight back to the inside of Kumar, so you can't separate these two right now. So into turn 1, Stefano takes the position back then, and he moves back into 7th place. Kumar back to 8th, but this is surely not over yet. It looks like Pasala and Williams were also side by side into 1 as well, but this time around Williams managed to hold on to the position. He now needs to really get his foot down here, because he has got the pace to catch the leaders, but he just needs to have a clean lap or two just to gap Kumar enough that he can't get caught in the slipstream. And that's the real key here, is just getting out of that slipstream. One guy who isn't though is Argo Stair, because the gap is continuing to come down here. Stair now only 0.4 of a second ahead of Olsen. Stretched out a bit there to 0.5, but it's getting tighter and tighter, and any time soon Olsen will be close enough where he can have a go into one of these corners, and then I think it really is going to get very interesting indeed at the front. We'll have a look this time around. Olsen down the straight, close on Stair, but not quite enough, it doesn't look like. So we'll go back to 5th and 6th here, because Pasala again has a run of Williams that again goes to the outside of Williams into turn 1, and again can't quite get in the position. But the way these two are battling, it certainly isn't helping either of them out. Neither are able to close up on Muscat at the moment. Just watching the two battles here, and again also getting closer to Stair. Can he have a go? Oh, just gets a bit loose coming through 5. Just took a bit too much curve there. So Pasala's got past Williams again, 5th. That battle constantly changing around, but the one now to look at is definitely Stair and Olsen for first. I thought that was a good way to reintroduce Josh, but maybe he isn't ready to
no, I was just going to let you every moment.
Well, we'll have a look at this then, Josh, because you come back at a perfect time here, because Stair and Olsen are pretty much light and stern now, the battle for the lead. The first time Olsen's got close enough to have a go at Stair, and into turn 1 he's going to go to the inside. Stair hasn't even bothered to defend this one, so Olsen has got a shot here at taking first place here on lap 12 and 14. They're side by side into 1. Stair tries to keep it going around the outside, but also just closes the door in 2 and takes that position away. Runs a bit loose over the curb, but instead gives him a mighty push from behind. That only seems to help also get through the corner. And he takes the race lead then with only a couple of laps left to go. And that could be the best time to do it.
That could be the move for the win of the race right there, unless Olsen makes a mistake. Tida really just has to stick on the back of the moment, and then he got Bright Kilk as well, so you got to watch about him as well. But great move by Olsen. That could be a critical one.
It could be the one that finishes this race off then. Or can Stair manage to come back at him? It doesn't look like Kilk's going to have much of a go, because he's gone wide coming out of turn 8 here. And he's going to come under pressure from Jason Muscat if he isn't careful. But that certainly does mean that it looks like it's just going to be a 2-horse race now for the win.
Yeah, it could be a 2-horse now between Olsen and Tida. These two are just going to duke it out now, and I'm interested to see where this goes for sure. Both talented drivers, both very quick. Only one of them can win though.
Yep, only one guy can win, and well, it's going to be a shame to see the guy who doesn't win. That's it. Further back, Matthew Williams and Roy Passal then side by side again. Every single lap we get to this point, every single lap Passal goes to the outside of Williams, and every single lap he can't quite get the job done into one. So Williams holds on to that place, but this time around Passal tries to dive to the inside, but Williams closes it off into turn 4 there, and just keeps that position for now.
Yeah, you know, it's for now at least Olsen has it still, but Tida really gonna charge, Kilk gonna charge, Muscat gonna charge, Williams and Vazile are battling each other too, and Vazile and Williams really battling each other out here. This is really, really good stuff too, as Wesley Stefano too passes Kumar.
He does just about, because Kumar's coming back. They're side by side. It's this right-hander here. I was getting my right, so my left's mixed up, but yes. Kumar takes the position back, then he's back into 7th, Stefano back to 8th.
Yeah, back into PE goes Stefano. They're going to chase down on Kumar here. Vazile and Williams still battling out though. And, well, Olsen's really starting to put daylight between him and Tida at the moment, but Williams and Vazile probably the closest battle as we go on to the final lap of the race.
Yep, already on to the final lap then, and Williams certainly starting to come under more and more pressure here from Vazile on this final lap, and today certainly looks like he hasn't got anything but Olsen right now, because Kilk is all over the back of him really. Gained quite a bit of time on today over the last lap or so. So can Kilk get past? Can he get in second on this final lap? He's going to have to go for it now and really just try and get this move done. He's going to the inside into 5. He's going to brake late. Look at him locking up the brakes. All those contact between the two. And, well, gets position, but then gives it back, I think, fairly so. But that's given Muscat a chance. He's right on the tail of the both now.
Yeah, really, really good stuff, this. And, well, right line of stare here between Kilk and Muscat. Kilk down the inside of the Maltese. Muscat will get him on the exit of the corner again. He's really hard charging now. This is a brilliant, brilliant battle between these two. It's going to go to the line, these two. I can tell you that, but we got to look at Tobias Olsen, Sam.
Yeah, we're going to have to. We're going to have to peel away, even though we really don't want to, because Tobias Olsen power slides it out the final turn. I thought he was going to spin it there. He's going all over the track. He's just celebrating his win before he's even got to the line. And that's because Tobias Olsen wins here in race 2 at Bahrain. Stair in second, Kilk just about holding on for third place there from Muscat. Didn't quite have enough in the end to take that position. Matthew Williams also holding off Vazile at the end for 5th place. Thought he was going to get a bit higher up in the end, but that battle between the two really kind of set themselves in stone. But great little battle. Kumar in 7th, Stefano in 8th, Chris Shepherd basts his way back to 9th. Then after a disaster at the start of the race with Eric Godolakis, Kevin Samet was 10th with Eric Godolakis in 11th. The other Godolakis, Martin, in 12th, with Rick Scott in 13th, Mark Fuller in 14th, Aidan Brasado in 15th, Sherman Bannisley in 16th, Eric Stanford in 17th, Jorge Cunha from the pits ended up in 18th with Ronan Hutt and Dan Hutt starting where they finished where they started, 19th and 20th. Those two with Gaten Essart and Ardo, I'll go up as your 2 retirees from the race. But Josh, what a race there, and in the end also just managed to get the place and get the position just at the right time. And a very, very much a measured race by him.
Yeah, really, really measured race by Olsen, and in the end got a great win from Tita from Kilk. So, you've got a Swede, you've got an Estonian, and you've got another Estonian on the top 3 for this race, and then Jason Muscat, Matthew Williams. Great out by Williams today, must be said.
Yeah, great result for the guy on his debut here, Williams, in the Meganes. Of course, we saw what it was capable of in the GP3s, and it's no different here either. Picking up a second place on your first race, nearly a win as well, and then a great result in the second race as well for some more solid points. But yeah, good effort, and I believe that Josh is disappearing. I was going to get a final word from him, but I think he's already gone, hasn't he? So,
well, not necessarily.
Oh no, you're still here, Josh. Do you want to say your final words then before you disappear?
Yeah, I'm making a bit of an early departure today, unfortunately. But yeah, it has been a stunning race here at the WCSLeague Megane Series. And, well, I might not be here for the GP3C's next race, but I'll definitely be back for the Meganes. I'm sure Sam Jones, though, will keep me good company for the GP3s next week. But, well, I think this is probably candidate for race of the season for both series.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually. It's been a fantastic night, hasn't it, Josh? And, it's kept us entertained. Hopefully it's kept the guys at home entertained as well.
Brilliant race. Best of the season by far for me.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, Josh, thank you very much for coming tonight. Thank you very much for keeping me company and entertaining the guys at home as well. And look forward to seeing you again in a couple of weeks' time.
Pleasure to be here. Pleasure to commentate. And let's see what the Meganes can do next time out.
Absolutely. Right then. So Josh
disconnected from your
goes
channel.
off and regains some of that energy lost in the a couple of races there. He goes for some food now, but we'll get some interviews in, I think, instead here. Just waiting for a couple of guys to pop in. Looks like we're going to get a decent amount of guys to interview, a bit more than we did at Monza, so that's excellent. I'll move the guys
User was moved to your channel. User was moved to your channel. User was moved
words
to your
from
channel.
the guys once they're all in here as well. And I think I'll continue what I like to usually do and go about it and have the winners first, because the winners came first. They get to go first as well. And of course, that will be the winner of race 1. And Chris Shepherd, a fantastic result in race 1, and in the end it looked very easy for you in the final part of that race. A great drive and what was quite a dominant victory in the end. And I think Chris might have a bit of an issue with his mic. I feel like we've had this one before, so I'm going to give him a second.
Hello.
Yeah, right then, Chris, fire away.
Sorry.
You know the question.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad race. I mean, the first stint, I was just pushing really hard on the rear tyres and made a couple of mistakes, went very wide a couple of times and lost a couple of seconds, 2.5 seconds, I think, to the leader, whoever that was, I forgot. And yeah, so my tyres, they just weren't cooling down enough, so I decided to pit mega early on like lap 12. I knew I'd probably get caught in traffic, but luckily I managed to get past them pretty clean, and I seemed to have a better pit stop than the leader, because I gained some time back in the pits. And then, yeah, what unfolded was a shame, really, to see him getting taken out, and then me just driving off in the distance. It was an easy win, but I would much rather have battled to the flag, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we probably were set for that one as well, looking at how close it was when he came out the pits. But still, you had incredible pace there in the first race. And, was it a bit of a shame for you in the second race then? Because you looked like you had a decent start and then it all went wrong on lap 2.
Yeah, I did. I passed 3 or 4 cars, I think. And then someone just massively outbraked themselves, which I understand happens, but when it was from like 175 metres, 100 metres back, or whatever, or yards, sorry, and you're just directing your car straight to the car in front, you got time to move out of the way, and he just didn't. It just went straight into me and just totally wrecked me, to be honest. So it's life.
Yep, a bit of bad note, but at least he still managed to battle back though. Got some decent points in the end in race 2. I'm sure you would have hoped for a lot more considering your pace today, but it's not. It wasn't all bad, and good for you in the championship as well. Just able to pass quite a few guys as well because you were in quite a close battle just outside the top 10 coming into this round. So still not a bad round for you.
Yeah, I can't remember, to be honest. I haven't really been looking now because I've missed rounds and I've had other issues and blah, blah, blah. I haven't really been looking at the table, to be honest. But yeah, race 2, I could see I was 9th I finished. And I could see the guys so close up front having great battles. I could see the places being exchanged. And obviously I'm catching them a couple of attempts a lap, but I was like 7 or 8 seconds. The gap was so big that I was never going to catch him. It was just like, I could be involved in this, but there you go.
Yeah, if only a couple more laps as well then maybe, but still great pace today. Is it the track, or do you think this is the kind of pace that you can carry on for the rest of the season?
Well, it's just a matter of how much practice one puts in, to be honest with you. Most of the time, which in these cars is all right because the setup you don't have any setup to make, so a few hours before the session I can generally be on the pace for a podium. But yeah, I mean, a car's a car, the track's a track. I just love racing, so it's just, yeah. What's the next track, do you know?
Norris Ring, actually.
The track with 3 turns. So.
Yeah, not much practice required. Yeah, nice and simple one. So, yeah, should see you back up there again in the next round then, or at least that's hoping anyway. But Chris, for now, thank you very much for joining us, and congratulations as well for your first win of the season.
Yeah, no worries. Cheers. Thanks, mate. Bye.
Good. Right then, let's move on to the guy who actually went on to win the second race here. And in the end, Tobias, it was one of your better races, I think, from what I've seen for you over the last couple of years, really, because it was such a measured win. You just seemed so calm, and you just took all your opportunities exactly when they came to you at the perfect time. It was a great result for you today.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was a great win, actually. I took it really calm. I just looked off in my tires, and Argo was on the same pace as me. Just when I couldn't reach his slipstream there, I managed to pull alongside him, I think, and yeah. After that, I pulled away. So, yeah, it felt really good.
Yeah, it looked excellent as well. And, of course, a podium in race 1 as well. Also, a good result. Do you feel you could have maybe got a bit more out of race 1, or were you pleased with that result?
I'm pretty happy after a pretty bad qualifying there. So, yeah, it was okay. Third is good, so it's the podium.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm satisfied.
Yeah, I think you should be as well, of course, because after Silverstone as well, where you also managed to pick up a win and a podium, you're the guy in the championship right now that's picking up all the points. So with De Vries not being here as well, you must be pretty pleased that you're really starting to take command of this championship right now.
Yeah, it feels like that, and it's looking pretty good in the GP3 car as well. So yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just this league and all the good people here, so it's fun to drive and easy and calm. I don't know. It feels good. So
yeah, brilliant stuff. And one final question from me then. Norris Ring, are you looking forward to a track like that? Very different track to usual, so it should be an interesting one.
Yeah, it will be fun, I think. Close to the walls, and yeah, it will be nice.
Excellent stuff. Well, Tobias, thanks for coming in, and congratulations on your second win of the season today.
Thanks.
Good, right, we're getting through these interviews.
User left your channel.
We'll be popping over now to a guy who's been on some good form lately, and got a good haul of points again today as well, but not quite the race 2 win that he's been able to master in the last couple of rounds, but still nonetheless, Roy Vassal, you must be very happy, at least being a consistent point scorer here today to help your championship challenge.
Yeah, well, first of all, congratulations to Chris and Tobias. they had an impressive pace, and they did really good, and went just faster. For me, my pace was very good. I qualified in the top 4, I think. It was really close. Top 10 was within 1 second, and the race started very good for me. Had some great battles with some guys, and unfortunately, in the end of the race, I got a crash with Raikilk. I don't know if it's my fault. If it is, apologies for that then. Second race, I actually had a very decent race and a great battle around. With Matthew Williams, that battle was for a few laps, but it was really hard and really fair, and I would like to thank him for that. But I'm really happy of today's results. Could be better. My pace was better than what the results are, but anyway, it was good, and I'm looking forward to Nürburgring again.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. And just going back to that battle with Matthew Williams as well, quite typical of what we saw today. It seemed to be a case of getting past someone was one thing, but keeping ahead of them was another. Was it? Did you find it difficult to clear a driver once you passed him?
Yeah, it was because of the slipstream. They managed to get back all the time, and then you get in a battle again and swapping positions, so you lose time again. And it's hard to get like 8/10 in front of somebody within 1 lap. And it was faster to drive with somebody in slipstream. Unfortunately, I missed my teammate today. He couldn't make it for today's races. Otherwise, we maybe could do something together using the slipstreams. But like I said, I enjoyed the races, and the battles with Wright and with Matthew were really good, and it was not easy.
No, certainly not, and never easy if you don't have your teammate either. So I can understand that one. Looking at your results, though, you've been really improving over the last few rounds compared to where you were at the start of the season. Have you been doing anything different, or are you just starting to get into it now, just getting into these cars and the whole league and everything?
Yeah, well, the car was really different compared to the BMW. I just doing a little bit more practice now than I did before, but the weather is really, if it's raining, then other people seem to handle it better than I do, and consistency is really important in the rain, and I got a lack of consistency in the rain, but I think it's a combination of a few factors, like getting used to the car, getting used to the drivers, and just getting it all together. So I got some bad luck as well in the first few races, but the pace was there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But in the end, I think a good round for you in all, and looking forward then to Nürburgring. I know you already said that you're looking forward to it, but a special track or just an interesting one because it's a bit different?
It's a really special track, so close to the walls, so short. Everyone can get pole there. It's in the details, really. Everything is in the details, going on the throttle, going close to the walls, getting the grip level right, and the tire temperatures as well. It's going to be very interesting. Hopefully no mess ups, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so am I, and I think you pretty much sold it there for me and sold it for everyone at home as well. But Roy, thank you very much for coming in, and good job on both your results today, and look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks.
Thank you for the great broadcasting again.
No problem, not a problem at all. And it was all Menno's cameras. That's where it's at. So good stuff.
Good that you know.
Yeah, he did great.
Right then, final interview of the day then, and we're going to go to someone I don't think we've had in in here before, so a new guy to bring along. But Dan Hutt, welcome along, and couple of results today. How do you feel it went for you?
I had some great starts in the first and second race. Made up 6 places in both races, and but in the first race I messed up in the last corner and I brake myself. So yeah, it was suicidal. But yeah, and I had a great fight with Adrian. But yeah, I couldn't win that, and it was a hard race for me. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you feeling though that you're starting to find a pace and getting a good feel of the car now and starting to improve race by race?
Yeah, absolutely. And I can hold the pace, but it's if the race is on, then it's getting harder and harder for me. Because it's only my 6th race, I don't have a lot of experience, you know. So yeah, it's hard for me, but I keep fighting.
Yeah, it's always difficult, especially when you're new to any kind of league. Certainly to just feel your way in. So in light of that, then, have you got any kind of targets that you set for yourself for the season?
Yeah, get a couple of points for the team. You know, try to get some points and keep on fighting.
Yeah, I think that's realistic looking at it, and I wish you all the best of that, actually, because I think certainly if you just stick at it, you'll get there, and that's really key, isn't it? Just coming along and competing at every round, and because you're here, and I've asked everyone else a question as well, I might as well ask you. The next round, of course, is Norris Ring, and what are your thoughts on that one?
I never driven on that track, but it's gonna be interesting. If I get the pace and it's short track, then it's gonna be close.
Yeah, I think you're certainly gonna be in for a new experience, especially from what I've remembered from Norris Ring in the past. So I wish you all the best of that, Dan, and thanks for coming in for the interview, and good to hear from you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Excellent stuff. Right, well, that's it then for all the interviews for today then. And that also means that we're pretty much about to wrap up with the proceedings for the WCS Renault Megane series for this round, at least anyway. But of course, we're not going to stay for that long.
User
we're back
disconnected from
once
your
again fairly soon enough. And first of all, we've got the GP3s, and they'll be coming your way in about 9 days' time. I always get my days wrong, but 9 days' time, Wednesday the 30th of August, same time as usual, 12, 8, summertime. I guess that's 9 European time. Who knows what it is in America? But you know the time. You know when it's around. It's same time as usual. So check that out. The GP3s at Montreal. We had a cracking couple of rounds, a couple of races at the last round in Monza. Really excellent stuff. Lots of overtaking. It's going to be more the same really in Montreal. A very similar track. A bit more downforce required, but still some pretty long straights and tight chicanes to really get some good overtakes in. So check that one out. And then, like we've been saying, I think you know by now what it is, but in 2 weeks' time, Monday, 4th of September. Unfortunately, I've just realised we're going to miss that one. I'm really quite gutted, actually. 4th of September, I'm away on holiday for that one. But I'll certainly be checking out the recording of the stream. And that is, of course, the Meganes at Norris Ring. That's going to be one that you certainly don't want to miss like me. I clearly didn't look at my calendar before I came to book in my holiday. Completely ruined my holiday now because I was actually really looking forward to that. But nonetheless, you guys, I'm sure if you're still around, you can certainly enjoy it all. It's going to be a fantastic couple of races and really a unique racetrack. It's a shame you don't see it more for a lot of races in real life as well. Anyway, enough from me rambling on. That's all we've got time for today. But I'd just like to thank Josh Ransom once again for all his help out in CoComs. Sadly, he's not here. Menno Klont, I've got to say thanks to you, keeping us entertained in the commentary box with your cameras and doing an excellent job and giving us all the information that we need. And well, why not, Menno? Any last thoughts from you on the broadcast?
Today was amazing, and like you said, I'm looking forward for the Meganes at the Nürburgring, because that tidy circuit is something I would really want to see. A lot of laps on that small circuit, a very easy circuit. It looks, but yeah, in the end it will be very difficult, and strategy will be very interesting. Will you pit earlier or later? It will be very interesting, and of course GP3s as well in 9 days time.
Yeah, in 9 days time, definitely. So check that one out, check both of them out, and enjoy it all that you can. But thank you very much, Menno, for coming along. And finally, in Sventerbri's absence, I'd just like to also say thanks to Roy Vassal for sorting everything out with the server today, getting everything going with the racing as well. He did an excellent job. But that's it then, for all the thanks and all the goodbyes. And there's only one last goodbye. That's from me, Sam Jones. And I'll see you all again next week. Goodbye.